if you've ever run a news desk and come in on a Monday morning and there's nothing in the diary, then you'll know instantly how important a news desk diary is, because it should be the pivot around on which the news desk runs. The key with the diary, I think, is that it's effective, and it can't just be a series of entries that there's a court case tomorrow at 3 o'clock that we need to be at. That diary entry has to have someone assigned to it, or an agency assigned to it, so you know that it's being covered. I've worked with news editors that do lots and lots of forward planning, spend lots of time on diary work, but they don't actually execute that diary so that it's efficient. You can plan all you like, but if that planning doesn't actually end somewhere, that's often the most difficult part. I think sitting down to do, I don't think it's the most difficult thing in the world. I mean, you could get your news desk secretary to put a load of dates in the diary and read the paper and earmark where the follow-ups go. But unless those things are actually followed and executed, then it's largely useless. And I think that's why a lot of news editors have an aversion to a diary, because they feel like they're just putting a load of stuff in that they're just going to do anyway. But if you can develop that into something which is targeted and focused towards an end goal, apologies for the management speak, but that it can pay dividends. So, say, I mean, one of the kind of early cornerstones of the diary is to make sure you've got all your anniversaries sorted. So, a year after the big fire down the road, are the family back on their feet? The kid that got knocked over, his first day back at school, all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's making sure that someone is actually going to call that family and speak to them, not just having it in the diary. And that responsibility largely can lie with the news editor, or it can lie with the person that you allocate the forward planning to in the first place. So that person who puts that entry in, the most important thing they can do, in my opinion, is to make sure that that happens. And once you start doing that, then you're kind of in dreamland, really, because then when you come in on a Monday morning and all those things, all the cogs are already turned